Hey, welcome to the College Hockey Show. I'm Jeremiah Maxwell, the host. With me, as always, the Degenerate Bostonian, Mike. What's up, Mike? How's it going today?
Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. What's going on?
Just a little in-service note. We will be live tonight at 10:30 Eastern for NHL Nightly. It's going to be a special edition of NHL Nightly because we're going to talk about the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight as it's going on at the same time. So hopefully you join us there. The sports beard action. We're covering all sports in general. So, but hockey is our number one priority, and that's why we're here today for the College Hockey Show. I appreciate you, Mike. Let's get into it. Your big thing, AIC dropping down to Division II, American International College. Had they not won a national championship too, not too long ago? Or
they've made a few tournament runs. I think 3 in the last 6 years.
Okay.
The year Michigan went to the Frozen Four, that was a 3-3 game halfway through the third, and then ultimately Michigan took over. But they would beat Quinnipiac in a game one year, and then lose in the round of 8. So AIC's been making noise in the last 6 years. But it was funding. It was a funding reason why they're dropping out. As a rugby guy, it hurts me because they're a top 10 team as well there, and they're going to go to Division II. It's expensive. It's an expensive sport, a lot of travel, and it is what it is. But it hurts. It hurts to see a team like that go down.
Yeah. Money seems to be the issue, I'm sure. Hey, Andrew, how's it going? Thanks for
Going on, Andrew?
On the College Hockey Show. Yeah, man, not knowing the underlying issues, and it is kind of sucky that Division II doesn't have a national championship where Division III does. So interesting to me, being that Division II is a bigger size, but they don't have enough hockey there or something. So maybe we see more of that. I don't know. Maybe we
I also think now the big catch with D3 was, right, you go play juniors, WHL, OHL, etc. You couldn't go D1, so you went D3.
Yeah.
Now this has changed. Is D2 gonna, because everything else D2 is better than D3? Are we gonna see it in hockey now?
Right? Yeah, maybe some of these D3 schools go up to D2 as well. That might be the thing.
I think that'll happen a lot.
Yeah.
So
we'll that'll see. Be good. Hopefully, I think in the end that this is going to benefit the players, and the players are going to dictate how it goes. But the adults in the room got to figure it out too. So I know that the biggest thing I would say in the U.S. is people fear change, and so the moment something happens, they're like, "Oh, I don't know," blah blah. So I mean, let's just see what happens. I am a little. I think the USHL needs to figure out how to get into the CHL. I think that add those into the Memorial Cup. You got Canadian kids. You already have Canadian kids playing over the border. I mean, McDavid played at Erie. There's a lot of kids that have played in the U.S. in the Canadian Hockey League. So we'll see what happens with the college. I think it's only going to make college hockey better. So any big changes in the rankings before we talk about number 2 Boston College with that man right over my shoulder, Ryan Leonard, who was scoring some big goals for. I said we need to find out if he's going to play for the Caps this spring, because I want to get a reverse retro Black Screaming Eagle with Ryan Leonard's name on it. This kid is going to be special, I think, for a long time.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I mean, like anything outside the top 20 that struck your fancy. Obviously, now the Ivy League schools, Cornell looks really good.
Big test this week at Dartmouth, number 17.
Yep, so. Dartmouth is ranked. They're undefeated. Oh, who is Cornell playing Dartmouth?
Dartmouth.
So that's a good one. We need to watch that one 17. If you
can. New England folks, Nesson Plus. And for everyone else, it's going to be ESPN Plus. For New England folks, Nesson has the block on that.
Okay, awesome. That's excellent information for everybody out there, Mike. If you live in the New England area, you can find that on Nesson Plus. Hopefully you have Nesson Plus. If you live outside of the New England area, like folks like me, you should be able to watch Cornell at Dartmouth, Ivy League matchup. And again, I think both Cornell doesn't have a regulation loss. Dartmouth doesn't have a loss, so that's going to be awesome. who's the other? Harvard's ranked now. They're in the top 20. So
Actually, we'll talk about them later when it comes to money.
okay, well let's get into your thoughts on BC sweeping Maine. You got the Korea jersey over your shoulder. Talk
Yep.
about it.
That was, I mean, two great games. It looks bad with the scores, but I mean, they were pretty evenly matched. It's just one team hit a post, one team put it in the net, and that's just the way it is. Um, I'm gonna call it out. Leonard, we all know, is better than Makar and Nadeau. And for those that don't know, Makar and Nadeau are on Maine, but Leonard and Peralta are on BC, and Leonard and Peralta scored a goal. Nadeau hit 5 posts in 2 games. Makar hit 7 posts in 2 games. Leonard had 2 goals. Peralta had a goal. There's a reason BC swept. It's game of inches. Do I think Maine bounces back? I do. I do think they bounce back. I think they win tonight at home. I actually have them winning by a few goals tonight at home against Boston University.
Maine?
Yeah, I have Maine minus 1.5 at plus 195.
By the way, BU is 5-4. When do we start saying that BU is not BU this year?
What's saving BU is 4 of those losses. 2 are to Michigan.
Yep.
1 is to Lowell, who's also ranked.
Yep, they're in the top 15. They're 15.
And 1 is to North Dakota. So
they're 9th, but they're also 5-4.
Right. So I mean, I get why.
I just feel like BU and North Dakota don't feel like the powerhouses that they've been in the last few years.
North Dakota, it's because of coaching. I don't like their coach. I'm not a huge fan of him.
You're saying the roster has got the talent, is what you're saying.
Absolutely, both teams. For Jay, I think it's Capone. I really do. I do think it's Capone. He ruined Merrimack. Jay is a great coach. BU is a great team. Capone, if you can hear this, you need to clean up. I can see it on the bench when I saw you play Michigan. I saw your teammates slide away from you on that bench. There's 4 minutes to go in the 3rd period. It's a tie game. You're the second line centerman. They should be there, not trying to get away from you. You did this at Merrimack. Don't do it at BU. You're a great player. You're going to play with McDavid at the end of the season. That's why he was drafted, is to go play alongside Connor McDavid. He has the speed to do it. I think BU's issue is Capone. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's just they're in a slump and they're going to come back. But that was my one fear this year with BU.
Well, look, I think hockey East especially is so much better when BC and BU are right there at the top of the games. Those are really recognizable brands. I don't know, man. It's fun stuff.
Even saying leaning with BU, the Lowell split. To me, earlier this year I said Lowell won't have 9 wins. That's obviously wrong. You don't split with BU, even if BU's having a down year. You don't split with BU because you suck. So Lowell's looking
quick,
good.
Though, just to kind of double back to BC sweeping Maine. I mean, Maine's 7th in the country. That's their first 2 regulation losses. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
So, I mean, Maine is a fairly good school. BC looks like every bit of the powerhouse we thought of. What did you get from that?
The man over your shoulder when he gets the puck scores a goal. I watched him at Western Michigan.
Yeah.
They were down. He took the puck coast to coast, scored a goal.
Yeah.
With a minute and a half, he waved off the line change, went and picked up the puck behind the net. He got an assist. Yeah. And then
he's a gamer, dude. He's a gamer for sure.
It's honestly what it is.
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. So secretly I'll say as a Caps fan, I was hoping that Matvei Vishkov would drop to the Capitals because, Russian stuff and all that. But Mishkov scores a nasty overtime goal last night in what I thought was the game of the night, and the Flyers and the Senators 5-4. This Ryan Leonard kid is special, man. I think there's going to be a few teams that wish they didn't pass on him. So it's going to be cool. I'm excited. I'm excited to see him I want to see him at the Frozen Four, Mike. This is what Yeah,
He's shaping up to be. I mean, he might be the best. If he goes there, I think he'll be the best player. I do. He
You
may
think
not
he has
even.
a shot at the Hobie Baker?
Oh God, yeah. If
Okay.
not, the only reason why he doesn't is because he's playing with Perrault, and he's just gonna.
So
And
you mean Perot, right?
Perrault, yeah. I'm sorry, and a
Yeah.
Perrault.
So it's
34.
spelled that way, but it's his dad was Yannick Perot. I've played for a bunch of teams in the NHL and stuff. I think the Leafs. He was with the Leafs a long time, so pretty good, like third line center guy. But his son is Gabriel, correct? And he's
Yes.
a Rangers prospect, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and he's going to be a player too. Yeah, he's got some sauce on his hands, right?
So
There's some.
if like he doesn't win the Hobie, it's because they're on the same line together, and that's you have two great players that should be Hobies.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So, we talked about BC sweeping Maine. You want to get into your bets?
Let's touch on the games because it's going to ride right into it. Number one,
let's touch on the games.
Number one, Denver versus number at North Dakota. North Dakota, we just touched on you earlier. It's your time to shine. You're 5-4. You've got some, losses to ranked teams. I get it. Number one, Denver coming into town. This is your barn. You got to have it. No sweeps. No sweeps. At least 3 points. At least 3 points. I need a win, and you want to lose an OT, that's fine. But we need 3 points out of you, Dakota, to prove to me that you're a top 10 team. Staying in that conference, Colorado College is going to Western Michigan. Western Michigan, you have a habit of losing to ranked opponents. Show me what's up. At the same time, Colorado College just swept ASU at ASU last week.
Yeah.
Is
ASU a huge? I mean, they're getting 2 top 20.
Yeah,
are they a big disappointment this year?
For me, it is. I'm sad about them. I thought for sure they were a tournament team. But season's young. All right, they still have a lot of ranked teams in their conference to play. So let's hope they can turn it around. And then, as we discussed earlier, sitting behind me, Mr. Korea's Maine Black Bears. Don't lose 3 in a row. It's pretty simple.
Who's Maine playing again for
number 11, Boston University.
Oh yeah, okay.
You're in a brutal stretch right now.
Yep.
But you got to pull through. And as I said, and that's going to be my first tangent into the bets. My first bet of the evening, 1 unit plus 195 at -1.5. Maine over Boston University tonight.
Okay.
That is my first bet of the evening.
Are you going to the game?
I am at UNH Northeastern tonight. The Savage and I will be at Maine versus Denver. We have Alphon tickets. We're going to go see number one play in January. We will get there early. We've got beer garden tickets, and we'll get as much footage for you guys as you can.
Yeah, no worries.
But we will be at Alphon this year.
Yeah, and you texted me some of the stuff, I believe, from the last game you were at, which I can flash up. Go ahead and continue with your bets.
Second bet of the night. It's coming from All 365. That first line, the main bet was also All Bets 365. This one's an All Bets 365. Another parlay. It's -104. Boston College money line, Harvard money line. 1 unit there as well. BC, they're -500. I kind of just wanted to throw them in the parlay because I liked Harvard at -190. So put them together, -104. I'll be absolutely stunned if BC can't beat UConn. UConn lost their goalie. They lost their shooter. The goalie went to Penn State. Shooter went to Minnesota, who's having a monster year with Snuggerud, like we said earlier this year. Struggling very hard to see how BC loses this game. But now my biggest bet of the year. I have yet to post a 3-unit bet. I posted a couple of 2s. Wisconsin was a 2-unit bet +114. This is a 3-unit parlay.
By the way, Mike's going to tweet all these out for everybody. So if you're having trouble, and I'll retweet them. So if you're not following me, there's our Twitter on the thing. We'll make sure we tweet them out, or X or whatever. So yeah, and we're live on Twitch, Insta, X, and YouTube. So you could go back and watch this on the page, the Sports Beard YouTube, if you're using Mike's bets. Go ahead, Mike.
Yep. So 3 units on this parlay. Penn State at home, money line over Wisconsin. And then it is Michigan State at Notre Dame. Again, Michigan State money line. Michigan State, Penn State parlayed money line plus 151. I'm throwing 3 units on that one. I love the goaltending for both teams. As I said, UConn's goalie last year, who I thought should have been in the Richter talk, but unfortunately UConn just wasn't good enough to make him look like a Richter. He's playing at Penn State. For people who need to understand it, I watched this kid have 51 saves and a 4-0 loss to Boston College last year. You don't get 51 saves against what ended up being the number 2 team in the country. It doesn't happen. And when he played at BC, it was a 47 save performance as well. So it was not a fluke. But now he's playing for the Nifty Lions. And then Augustina, who I think is a Richter finalist, is Michigan State. Notre Dame has proven they can't score goals against the guy I think could win the Richter. You're not going to score. So I need, in my head, honestly, this could be a 1-0 game Sparta. Maybe it's a 2-0 game Sparta. But I expect it to be low scoring, but I do expect Sparta to come out on top. Same thing with Penn
Notre
State.
Dame is not ranked. Michigan State is 5th in the country. Or 4th in the country. Sorry. Yeah. A lot of people expect them to be very, very good this year. Anson Carter, Michigan State alumnus. Anyway, go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
No, sorry. I just had someone in the background got some excellent news. We're feeling good about this. It's pretty much just won 100 units, man. But no, that for the lock of the week, because we've got Savage's bets now. He's taking BC moneyline at minus 500. I asked him, "What do you do?" And he's like, "It's pretty simple. I'm going to put $100 on it, and I'm going to get $105 back." I'm like, "You're a sicko, but good for you. Enjoy your McDouble."
Not recommended.
Not recommended. He's a savage for a reason. He's taking Maine money line at minus 130. So again, we're both on Maine. I'm just a greedy SOB, and I'm taking the points at plus 195. And he too is on Michigan State money line at minus 238. And those odds I just gave you are coming from DraftKings. So all bets 365 DraftKings. Thank you very much for your support of college hockey. And so we're gonna. Those are our bets. I will be with the Savage tonight. We will have Frisbee Brian bets coming up in 3 weeks. More Frisbee coming at you soon. But again, Savage and I are both on Michigan State and Maine. The last time Savage and I were on a team, Wisconsin, plus money, and that saved us for a bad weekend. We were on Cornell against North Dakota. That was a clean sweep. We were on Michigan. We had a plus 1.5, but they ended up beating BU outright twice. Just saying, guys, maybe you chuck some money on Sparta or the Black Bears tonight. Those seems to be a trend. You want to throw it on BC, go for it. It's minus 120 at 2.5. Him and I both hate that bet. Because, I mean, how easy could you get up 3-0, coast, and then, 30 seconds left, the fourth line's out there, they blast them from the point, now you lose. And, BC doesn't care. You're like, oh, whoop-de-dink, it's 3-0 or 3-1. You don't care. And so I don't want to lose on a garbage time goal, especially not for negative money. So that's why, again, I only threw BC in because I wanted plus, get close to plus money for Harvard. And the Savage is a savage. Like he's throwing 2 tanks of gas to try to win 20-piece nugget. I don't know how else to put it any other way. But, it works sometimes.
It's a gambling strategy. Yeah, but if you lose,
that's what I mean, and that actually has me nervous because I placed my bets, and then he told me he's doing that. I'm like, oh, dude, the last time he did this, it was the Kansas City Chiefs last year. They were like a minus 750, and they lost to some backup quarterback. I'm like, only you could do this. So. That's our bets tonight. Tweets are out.
Okay.
Mark Allred, I appreciate the shout out. Thank you very much. Boston Bruins podcast journalist. Thank you.
Yeah, Mark's good. He's a fan of the show. I appreciate Mark. Yep, he's already retweeting our stuff. I appreciate that, Mark. He's always good about that. Mark's
I do want to highlight.
By the way, Mike, this is all because of you. We have 54 people live, all on X watching us. So, which, I mean, dude, this is like our 6th episode. Like we're growing. And this is all because of your degenerate gambling.
I mean,
and
11,
your love
11
for
units,
college
a little
hockey.
over 11 units. Come on, guys.
Well, and I think too, man, like I get everybody's a fan of the NHL. But if you live in the Northeast, man, and you can't get to an NHL game, or your NHL team has been garbage or gone, if you're a Hartford Whalers fan or whatever, you can go to all these great college games and see a lot of good hockey.
So
So
I'm gonna tangent that into something. So I'm gonna use UConn actually. I'm gonna use the UConn Huskies. That's a rink I want to go to very badly.
yeah,
If you live in or I'll even touch on Providence as well.
BC's
Those
playing
tickets,
UConn this weekend, by the way.
BC's UConn, but like if you go to a Huskies game, it's $30 a ticket. Go to Providence Friars game, it's $30 a ticket. Both have free parking. So a family of four, $120 to go to a game, and I've included parking. I get it, you got to eat, but you know what? You go to a Bruins game, you got to eat. Bruins game, 115. You're sitting up in the balcony for both UConn and Providence. You're 10 rows off the ice for $30.
And you're paying for parking, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's part. Yeah, Bruins. It's 56 to park unless you take the train.
Oh my God.
Actually, it's 60.
$56 to park?
Depends on the game because I went to the LA Kings game because that was a Saturday matinee at 65. Again, so if I want a family of four to go, that's what 240, 480. We're $540 in, and all you've done is parked at the Garden. Or you can be $120 in and be already in the rink. All right, you can go eat dinner. You're at a college game. Maybe you just grab some pizzas on the way in, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper eating pizza on a college campus than going to Overtime Pizza, who charges $35 a pie. You know, it's $4 a soda at Overtime Pizza. It's not $4 a soda at a college pizza shop. So affordability, guys, quarter of the cost.
People that aren't familiar with the Boston area, what's Overtime Pizza?
Giant pizza place directly across the street from the Bobby Orr statue. If you miss it, that's your fault. You can't miss it, guys.
Yeah,
you can't miss it. It used to be called halftime pizza.
I'm guessing that half the people that listen to us don't even live in the States. Are just fair. Curious about the college hockey stuff. So
just an affordability thing, guys. If you can go, college hockey is about a quarter of the cost of the NHL.
Yeah. Did you talk about Harvard Colgate game at all too?
A little bit. I do think Harvard's winning that. They're in my parlay with BC. I've actually liked how Colgate's looked in their out of conference games. So we shall see how they look against Harvard. But the Crimson usually do a pretty good job.
And I'm not a West Point grad, but I did serve in the military in the Army for 25 years. Army at RIT. So
I like the Knights, but I don't love them enough to bet on it. And I'm someone that's weird. It hurts me a lot when I bet against the academies.
I would never bet on the service academies ever. It just
no. Later this year, we're going to bet Air Force against a ranked team, and they're going to sneak them in on a Saturday and win. Watch. It's going to be like February, and you're going to laugh at me. I'm going to be like Air Force plus 400 or something stupid, and we're all going to celebrate and pop champagne together.
Yeah. No. Awesome. What else? Anything else to look out for this weekend that's not on your bets? Anything or any news?
UVM and Lowell. Vermont is supposed to be a very bad team, and they're catching fire early.
Yeah, right. they beat. Didn't they just sweep UMass?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're the reason Amherst isn't ranked. Yep. And so now they got Amherst. Or they just beat Amherst. Now they're playing Lowell, ranked opponent.
15. Yep.
Look out for the Catamounts, guys. Look out for the Catamounts.
Martin St. Louis, I think, is a.
Yeah, Mr. St. Louis will be there.
Well, he won't be there, but he
was there, I should say.
Coaching the Montreal Canadiens, but he's a Vermont, I think, guy, if I'm not wrong.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate it, Mike.
I appreciate it, guys.
Awesome show. 60 people live on X. 62 live on X, dude. Awesome. Record for this show. It's only our 5th show. Appreciate you guys so much. Singsy will be joining us hopefully tonight at 10:30. Singsy, Dave Singer of Chiclets fame. My friend, your friend, Dave Singer. Singsy, as Colby, the Arm Dog Armstrong, calls him, will be on our show tonight, NHL Nightly, 10:30 Eastern. We'll talk about the games of the NHL today. we'll actually have some college games to talk about today, right? Because there's a bunch of college games. So if you make an appearance, you can let us know. You're going to a game tonight, right? So
Yep, I'll be
you
at
could do
UNH
the old
tonight.
phone. You could do the old car phone thing. That sort of worked. We were able to do that for a minute till you went through tunnels.
Yeah. Now it's gonna be the ice mountains tonight, so we'll see.
Yeah. Like if you don't get signal and stuff. But see,
Yeah.
all y'all say mountains in the East Coast. Y'all don't have mountains over there. Those are
No,
hills.
but it's enough to
Okay.
break cell phone coverage up.
Yeah. When I say there's dead areas in Alaska,
Yeah.
there's dead areas.
Yeah, you've got some playing spots
Yeah.
out there, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, hey, I appreciate everybody so much. We will be back again. Like I said, 10:30. We'll be talking about the NHL games. Maybe we'll talk a little college hockey action. What went down today? If we have a big upset, Mike, we got to get you on. And
We'll
then
be on.
Mike Tyson is going to hopefully knock the block off Jake Paul. So we'll be talking about that too. So I think there's 5 NHL games tonight. So appreciate everybody. We'll see you again next Friday for the College Hockey Show. I am the Beard. With me, as always, is the Degenerate Bostonian. Peace. We out of here.